Good day, people. I am back. I'm going to do a video here of me opening up these recent acquisitions I bought at some toy stores. So I'm going to start with the Ferraris. There's a Lamborghini here, this Bentley, and then a Dodge Challenger of all things. I'm going to quickly go over the Ferraris because I think I'm going to do a separate video on the various Ferraris once I collect enough of them. But here's a 308 GTB Quattro Valvole. Meaning it's a four valve engine. That's what that long word in Italian is. 308. In the past, Ferraris were named after the liters and the cylinders. So this is roughly a 3-liter engine and 8 cylinders. Anyways, a similar car was driven by Magnum PI in the early 80s, although I think he had a GTS where the top of the roof can come off. Anyways, pretty cool. Typical Kyosho stuff. You know, you got the emblems and all the fine details, nice OEM wheels, that kind of stuff. Alright, we'll put that to the side. Later on, they came out with the 512BB Berlinetta Boxer, which is what that BB stands for. So this would have had a 5-liter 12-cylinder engine, which would explain the name. I know the Tomica has a version that I'm sure is nicer, but I just can't get to paying, you know, that kind of price for a car when Kyosho puts out a pretty nice car on its own. I think later when I do my Ferrari video, I'll compare my, the few Ferraris I have from Tomica with Kyosho. So anyways, I decided to stick with these, the Kyosho brand for now. Maybe later I'll pick up the Tomica, I don't know. But this looks nice. What's interesting though is there's only one mirror. Clearly there's no mirror hole on this side of the car, but this must be pegged in, so I don't know why that's the case. I'll have to look it up later, I guess. I find buying these cars to be quite educational. You know, I very often do a little research on the cars. You know, when I was a kid, I would just buy Matchbox and Hot Wheels just because they looked cool. And yes, I am buying these vehicles because they look cool, but it's also very educational to learn about the history of the models. I'm not sure why this is coming apart this way. There's no screw. I think it's used. Anyways, this is the BBI version. So that I in 512 BBI just means it's fuel injected now. You gotta remember these are old cars. So prior to this, almost our cars, they had carburetors, which were pretty much a nightmare. I had to rebuild a carburetor on an old 80s Mitsubishi. They just don't run very well. Fuel injection is fantastic, I think. Anyways, looks nice. This one does have 2 mirrors, by the way. Let's see if any other physical differences. Yeah, the rears do look the same. Only the on the hood you can see a little, right in front of the windshield, there's a cutout for the windshield wipers, I guess, and that profile is a little bit different. So that's different on the model. The actual 3 vents underneath the windshield seem to be a little bit different. So the interior molding is a little different. You can see the dashboard's a little wider there with a console, and the console on the red car is a little bit skinnier. So again, the blue one is the more modern, the fuel injected version. The wheels are a little bit different as well. The taillights are a little larger on the newer version. So yeah, Kyosho went through the trouble of making all these changes, you know, just like the real car. The front ends are different as well. Cool. Alright. So what we have here is the 550 Maranello. So 5-liter, 5.5 liter. Not sure why it would be just instead of like 5512. I guess they could fit it in. So I think they changed the naming structure along the way, especially with so many variations in their modern vehicles. So anyways, I'll let that spin around. Looks nice. Whoa. My photo booth is actually seemed to be at an angle. Maybe I'll have to add some more texture to my little coaster plate. So while that's spinning, let's open up the 456 GT. Get my handy little knife. So you'll notice these red screwdrivers. I think these are all, you know, when they were kits, because Kyosho had to get around the license. They couldn't just sell finished cars. So they sold the kits where you had to put the wheels on, and that's how they're able to sell these models without the proper license from Ferrari. Alright, so 456. And I looked up the naming of this car. It turns out each cylinder has a 456cc capacity. That's why they named it the 456. Very nice looking. You know, I think a lot of people probably collect red color cars, but it seems like Kyosho as a company, most of their cars are either black, yellow, red, or silver. It's like they only had like 4 paint colors. So I try to just mix it up. I don't want to have all my cars in my collection the same color. I think this car looks really attractive in this silver anyways. Very neat. I'll let that spin on. Now clearly this is used. I don't know what happened here with this case. Oh, I know what happened. I was inspecting this at a used toy shop, and I have my suspicions it might be damaged, but it's such a cool car. You know, it's dirt cheap. I bought it anyways. I figured I could always do a tire wheel swap if these tires are messed up. So you'll notice, you know, rubber deteriorates over time, even synthetic rubber and stuff. So I think the rubber here is melted into the plastic base. Yeah, you see the treads there? Shows that the tires are treaded. Well, actually, the tires don't have any damage. So there's some sort of chemical reaction between these rubber tires or synthetic rubber tires and this plastic base. I still don't know what happened to the edges though. Maybe it's gas? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to throw away this silly base here anyway. So this is the Lamborghini Jota SVR. It's a variation of the Miura, which is the rear-engined sports car from the early 60s. I think it was one of the early mid-engined cars. And the Miura has an interesting history. They were very front light, meaning like the gas tank was right behind the front axle, so when it started running low on fuel, all the wind would push this curved up nose underneath, and so they would get really light on the front end, and so handling wasn't very good. You know, you really want downforce, pushing down traction to get some traction. So the SVR was trying to counteract the original design flaws of the original Miura. So you'll notice there's a front spoiler going all the way up here to create downforce, and they threw in some downforce here in the rear as well with the rear wing. Some paint bubbling, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's an old car, so I've come to learn that, you know, a lot of the cars I'm buying have been around for years. Not the actual like model of the car. I'm saying the physical product I'm buying may have been sitting in a box or a warehouse for a few years. So I think I have to learn to accept that any of the older releases, like this, doesn't say when it was released, but the paint might start to bubble from zinc rot or whatnot. That's just the problem with collecting die-cast zinc products, I guess. But anyway, it's very cool printing on the back there. So that's continue to spin. All right, let's get into the Bentley here. So this is the Gen 3 third generation Bentley, and truthfully I like Rolls Royces more, but I still like cars that cost as much as houses, so I gotta love Bentley. And look at this thing is big. Modern cars, bigger due to safety standards. They have to have thicker side bracing in the doors, you know, for side impacts and stuff like that. All the extra accoutrements, air conditioning, leather interiors. So modern cars are big. And then styling itself, you know, the giant wheels compared to, you know, wheels of yesteryear, how small they are. Very attractive car. I'm glad I got it. I'm going to try to collect most of the Bentleys. So, alright, cool. Alright, keep the video short. Well, we'll let that continue on. Last one, because of the packaging is annoying. Let's open this Greenlight. I decided I'm just going to keep this part of the packaging in case I ever want to sell these. You know, just to trim it down. And then get that card out. Maybe cut this in half here. I can pull the card out. And I'll save this bottom little bubble for later. Alright, so 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. RT means road track. And this is the first generation. I bought this because the color is cool. I mean, the car is cool, but in particular, I like this color. This metallic purple is very neat. I don't know if they ever came in that from the factory, that color, but very cool. I like the old OEM wheels. 5 spokes, nice. So you notice the shoulder line here, how it raises, looks very strong. That's part of muscle car styling. Very white interior, that's for sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother painting that, but yeah, if I was a model customizer, this is begging to be painted there in the middle of the seats. Open the hood. Yeah, cool, but truthfully, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of opening doors and hoods because this isn't a bad model, but this one's pretty good. But a lot of times when I see the doors, just the amount of air gap, you know, to allow the door to open without scratching the paint, it just really detracts from the appearance of the model. I'd rather just have all models have no opening parts so it could have a really tight, you know, cut line where the panels meet. You know, this is great. Anyway, so definitely very neat. Alright. Well, hopefully you guys learned something today. I'm going to continue on as I make more purchases. I've got like 3 different purchases from eBay right now, so I'll do some videos when those come in. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.